Yo, 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 y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy Pressbox Radio Boys. I got my man DJ Shu in the building, and we're here to talk about this whole Kanye West debacle shit. Um, it's starting to get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? It's starting to get out of hand, but there's some shit going on. I mean, there's a lot of shit. We have talked about it. They have already dropped Kanye from the billionaires list after Adidas dumps him. What you think about that, Shu?
Well, they dropped him from the list so that he closed it down to schools for a couple hours, but I guess they reopened them. But he was thinking about shutting down the schools. His Donda basketball team got canceled from a tournament they was in. All of this crazy stuff that he's doing that is crazy because the way he did it, not necessarily, not necessarily his message, but the way he did it is causing a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them are
Some
cutting off
problems.
their nose to spite their face, from what I hear.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like
Of
Adidas,
course.
they said when they dropped Kanye like that,
Mhm.
they lost 1.7 billion in sales automatically. They stocks dropped. Like, I mean,
Yep.
their stocks plummeted. And I'm
Hmm.
like, was that? I mean, now you kind of got to think, you got to look in a certain light when that comes down. Now,
Okay, that's another thing. That's another thing. People think the price of Yeezys are what they are. They're not. You buying them for 400 because you buying them aftermarket from aftermarket sellers, but they're not $400 shoes if you buy them from Adidas for like 120. And you know what I'm saying? They're not going for the prices you're getting on the aftermarket. So when you say, you know what I'm saying, shoes are $400 or $500, they're not that from Adidas. They're just limited qualities. So people who own them are selling them for that.
but you got to think about it. Who gives a shit how much the shoe costs? Who else is what other Adidas shoe are you looking for outside of Stan Smith and Shell Toes?
Stan Smith's shell toes. They have
They got
they
D
have
Rose.
yeah. If he ain't buying a D Rose, but
Okay, okay, okay. So guess what? When
I
you
got a
think
shitload of
Adidas,
Oswegos.
huh?
Well,
That
you know,
ain't
a
that
person like me got a
ain't
shitload of
none of them shoes.
Oswegos.
Ain't none of them shoes. Hey, listen, Shell Toe, Stan Smiths, they're keeping the lights. They keeping like the little bills paid over there. But who's keeping the lights on? When you're talking about losing 1.7 billion, who's keeping the lights on? They're
Yeah,
not
I
as
guess it's
monstrous as Nike. Nike can sell Air Force Ones and ACGs to the motherfucking end of the days, and they will still be straight. But then when you add in Jordan Brand, when you add in the fact that they got LeBron, when you add in the fact that they got Zion Williams, when you add in the fact that Nike ain't worried about not if Jordan leave, they'll still be okay.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if Yeezy
Air
leave,
Force and Air Max keeping the lights on no matter what.
yeah, if Yeezy leave Adidas, it's gonna be a problem. But I think, and I'll talk about it later. I think there's an underlining plan for what's going on. Kanye actually might be smarter than everybody think he is. Now, I think he was an asshole in his approach. I'm not giving him bail
Mhm.
for the George Floyd comments. I'm not giving him bail for the stupid comment that he made talking about slavery is a choice. But if you really pay attention to it, think about it. If you have a 9 to 5, if you have a 9 to 5, they give you just enough money, and that's just in today's. Because back in the 80s, you could literally save money up, buy a house, and you'd be good because you could save money. The cost of living was down. But if you really think about it, he might have been stupid in his approach. But if you look at it now, working a 9 to 5 is kind of like slavery because you get just enough money to live
To
your
come back to
life
work again.
and come back to work. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
come back to work. So when you think about it, I think his approach is off, but that slavery was a choice. I'm not giving him bail for that. But all of this other stuff, I what if he was right?
Well, Spotify was talking about dropping them from the Spotify you know what I'm saying, streaming platform.
which
I know
also
Jay.
proves which also proves his point. So, like I said,
Yes, so right, right.
was
So
Kanye right all along? And I got a little proof. I got a little proof. I don't know if it's 100% factual. I got a little proof, and I'm gonna show the people. You know, I got a little proof, and I want people to comment in the sections. Y'all don't forget to subscribe to the Raw 808. Hit that bell. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a lot more content coming up. Raw 808 Underground, especially the YouTube page. I'm here. You know, Shu is here. We're gonna have a bunch of people here. We're gonna have interviews and all that type of stuff. But what if Kanye was Kanye right all along when he said it? Did and didn't have the right way to approach it? You know, I'll let you be the judge. Check this out, Shu. Check this out.
I
All
mean, the
right.
media is kind of controlled by a lot of Jewish people out here. We can actually see here who controls your mind. This was a chart back in 2013. All of these red is Jewish people, right? So they own like Universal Studios, ABC News, CBS, CNN, Columbia Pictures, DreamWorks, Facebook, Google, also run by Jewish people, Yahoo, Marvel, Pixar, the New York Post, LucasArts, MSNBC, DreamWorks, Comcast, the New York Times, Comedy Central, Wall Street Journal. I mean, admittedly, a lot of these large media organizations and tech companies that are able to shape global narratives are run by Jewish people. So does Kanye West have a point here?
Okay, I debated if I should make this.
See what I'm saying? So now
so
that
okay,
was
so
that was just when he said social media is being read. I mean, ran. I mean, not social media, just media, all the big companies, all the money in the world, things like that. Those were just a list of all the things that they own. That's pretty much everything that everybody fucks with, right?
so wait,
But
no, check it out. But my point is, if you know that, why the fuck would you pick a fight with Thanos?
Thanos lost.
No, but I'm saying,
Thanos lost.
but
Hey,
yeah,
shoot,
but he need help
shoot.
though. He
I
need
can
help
bench
to lose.
press. Hey, shoot, I can bench press 325 pounds. But if I say something bad, if I say something bad about your mother, are you worried about what I can bench press?
No.
All right, then. Why would you fight Thanos? Because somebody's got to do it. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not
That's
saying he should go up against him because I have another point to make after this. But yo, I got something else. I got something else. This young lady right here, she ain't even say her name, I don't think, but
I wouldn't
she's
say my name
Jewish.
either.
She's Jewish. I think she's gonna have a lot of flack from this, especially after this shit goes through. But check out what she says.
Video or not, and I am going to catch some flack for it. But I decided that I had to come out. So I do not listen to Kanye West. I have never heard a Kanye song. I used to pronounce his name Kane because I'm a little dyslexic and that's how I read it. But I was part of the Jewish assembly to decide if we should cancel him or not. By now, you all know what we decided to do, but I thought it could be helpful to tell you a little bit about the process because I don't think a lot of people realize that this is actually a lottery process or almost like a draft. There's a lot of Jews in the world, and we're very, very democratic people. So we do it by lottery. If your number gets called, you sit on that deliberation. So there was a deliberation for Shia LaBeouf, for Chrissy Teigen. Those were big and being discussed in Jewish circles when those deliberations were happening. My dad actually sat on the deliberation for Marilyn Manson. At that time, that was the closest that I had ever been to that power pinnacle that is the cornerstone of Judaism. Now, there's some things that I'm not allowed to talk about. I am not allowed to disclose the criteria that we use to determine if someone should be canceled or not. We're not allowed to talk about deliberations that took place when someone was decided that they didn't need to be canceled. So the general public would not know that those deliberations even took place. I can tell you that if someone is proposed to be uncanceled, the same group of Jews will come back and sit on that second deliberation. If a voting member is not able to be there for the second one, they always put the name of their closest living relative as long as they haven't left the Jewish faith. I know that it is probably strange for the general public. It's probably very strange for people, non-Jews, people in public life, to think that, a group of people are meeting in secret to decide their fate. But I just want to give you a little comfort that we take these deliberations very seriously. It's actually part of early Jewish education. My son is just 4, and last week at Hebrew school, he had his first mock cancel deliberation, and the whole class deliberated, and they voted to not cancel his classmate. So please take a little comfort in knowing that by the time a Jew is actually sitting in one of these assemblies, deciding whether to cancel someone or not, they have often 20 years of training behind them to make the right decision.
Because of you.
See now, hey, hey, yo, that's not us. That's not us being anti-Semitic
Or paranoid
or paranoid.
or delusional.
When you have like, first of all, if you notice in the first clip that we showed, that was the Asian guy telling you, doing like a fact check. Okay,
Mhm.
there's an Asian guy doing a fact check. Asians ain't worried about Jewish people. I'm trying to tell you that right now. They're not worried about Jewish people. They're not. And I say this for a reason. So make sure you listen to you watch this whole shit before y'all decide to cancel me for talking about this shit. Okay. And in the second part of that same clip, it was a Jewish young lady, okay, that basically did a mock fact check. So now somebody is going to have to come up and say, no, that's not true, she was lying, or something like that. But if Kanye said something anti-Semitic or hurtful or disrespectful by telling a fact, he started out with a fact, and then he gave his opinion that he did not like the fact.
Mhm.
Was Kanye right all along? Are we going a little too hard on him? And like I said, I don't give him bail for the George Floyd or all of that type of stuff. And yes, Kanye is kind of cooning, kind of. Now this free thinking thing is starting to come full circle when you really think about him. I'm not saying I go against him. I'm just the kind of guy that looks at everything from both sides of the coin before I make a decision on where I am. Now, me personally, I don't dislike or like Kanye. Really don't care. Doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me how he get down. So it's not like I'm supporting him. I'm just going with some of the things that I look. And when you look up everything that was in those clips, you look up everything that was in those clips, it's true. So Kanye might have been right.
See, my whole problem with Kanye and people like Kanye is you can't pick and choose to be conscious. What I mean by that is,
that's a big problem.
You can't pick and choose. Now, you have the platform. Years ago, you could have been at Lupe. Lupe is like, I ain't with none of this shit. I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to go and say everything I have to say a lot and still be able to move records. Of course, he's not moving the same amount of records, but if you listen to his music reflects his quote unquote wokeness. His music reflects that. Kanye's music don't reflect that.
I don't think, you know what?
You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can change is how you
appear. Man, listen, that's the whole part of this what they said, street cred don't matter shit.
No, it's not.
First of all, hold up. I'm not talking about his street cred.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the correlation. Listen, people got to understand entertainment from this. Now, is he going to be a freaking leader? Or is he going to be an entertainer? Those are two things. Those are two different things. See, right now, he's blurring the line between leading his people to the promised land and leading his people to the strip club jail. And That's the problem. So Kanye got to work on that shit. But
See, that's what I was saying. The
But
only
check
way
this-
you get a pass with me is your actions match your work.
some
You
of them
can't-
do, some of them don't. I
Yeah.
think he's a normal guy. He lost his wife, he lost his mind.
No, but he lost his wife because he lost his mind. Had you not
Tomato,
not-
tomato.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Had you not did songs about cheating on your wife, you probably still have her.
Yeah, that sucks. No,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
sucks. Yeah, that
See,
sucks.
see, but it's like this though. To me, you lose a lot of credibility to me when you say things that don't add up to me. So you have daughters, but you still call women bitches. I got a problem with that. I've always had a problem with that. Because how mad would you be if some dude called your daughter a bitch? You'd be mad as hell. When you have kids, you have a newfound responsibility.
You have a
To
moral
how they
compass. You
move.
got a new moral compass when you have kids.
Totally new moral compass. You can't move like how you used to move. Like
Well-
literally.
Well,
So that blurs the line to me. But
Kanye, you know what? I'm not here. We're not here to judge Kanye. We're
I'm not
trying to
judging
judge
anybody.
the question. We're trying to figure out the question: was he right or was he wrong, and put it out to the people. That's one thing. But remember earlier, I said I was going to bring something up. Okay, maybe Kanye. Maybe he's doing all this on purpose. You want to know why?
Mhm.
Because all the companies that dropped him, you know, he's getting out of these big deals. He's getting out of these big deals with no legal recourse, and got $400 million left over.
Yep.
So if you're gonna it's kind of like what, and no, we're not talking about religion. I don't have a problem with religion. I have a problem with some of their representatives. Like we always say, shoot, I have a problem with some of their representatives. So if you're gonna do something, like be a pastor, and you're not practicing what you preach, you tell everybody, you know, this and this and that, but you riding in a Lambo, hey, pay your tithes, and you pull up in the Bentley Rolls Royce. Everybody paid their tithes. Now, what if the pastors paid tithes? Why don't y'all go to another church every now and then and pay your tithes? What's 10% of your income? You see what I'm saying? You know what? But I think Kanye is trying to, and this is my personal opinion, I think he's trying to clean his side of the street. He's getting out of these deals with no legal recourse. All right, y'all left, y'all took y'all money, and if they leave and he loses this and he's not a billionaire, he never was a billionaire, because that means he didn't have $1 billion liquid. You didn't have $1 billion that was yours. You had $1 billion or better tied up in business deals that at the end or at the maturation of that deal, you would end up with this. And since you were in it and you were contracted in it, you know, that gives you, that's just like me at a job and they say, yo, all right, your salary is $100,000. But if you quit or get fired, at that point, you're worth $100,000. But if you quit or you get fired, you're not going to get the rest of the money because you quit or got fired. So I think Kanye might be onto something. No, I'm not for Kanye. For all of y'all, I'm not for him. I'm not against him. I'm just saying, you know, hey, the proof is in the pudding. If I see something to be true or see something to kind of work, then I'ma just kind of pay attention. I look at both sides of the coin. I see this, and he's getting out of these deals without being able to sue or get sued. You just lose a couple dollars. So now he got all his money free and clear. And technically, you know, hey, he's shopping his deals. You don't need to shop the deals. Find a manufacturer that don't give a shit. They manufacture for all brands. Kanye, listen to me.
See, but
don't just do it yourself. If I can start a shoe company and nobody knows me, it's gonna be harder for me to promote. But you got people that love your shoes. Just do it yourself. But
See,
now you
that's
gotta spend your money to do it.
see, but what he does now would be considered what he does after this. You can consider him a genius or not,
Yes.
because and I don't think he's starting off right because he just went up to Skechers to see if they want to do a deal with him. Got kicked out of the Skechers office because he just barged in the office, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And try to get a meeting with him. But what he does after this will tell you how smart he is. Because if you're saying so that means if you're saying what I think you're saying, which you are, he got out of these deals scratch free. You know what I'm saying? Of course, his ego took a hit, his bank account took a hit, but he didn't get sued out of these deals. So he still got the freedom to move around with none of these chains anymore. So with that being said, if you turn this into what you need to turn it into, then that would be considered genius on my part. But just as long as you're running back to them to get some help, that's not genius.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what Sway said. Just take a step back and do it yourself.
Yep.
And now would be the perfect time to do it yourself because you got $400 million to move around with of your personal money. And I'm sure you can get some investors who don't want their name on the shit because I don't want to be tied to you, but I'll put a little bit of money in your pocket.
Let's go.
Don't mention my name, goddamn it.
Let's go.
You know
So yeah, so
shit right now.
yeah, so with that being said, we are the Radio Boys from the Raw 808 Underground on Press Box, and that's my man
DJ Shoe.
And that's how we feel about it. You know, maybe Kanye was right all along. And y'all check the clip out, pass out, subscribe, hit that like button, all that stuff. Don't forget to go to the raw808underground.com. I'm probably gonna put this clip up so you can play it back and share it with your friends. You know, ain't nothing like getting a little information. So like I said, go to the raw808underground.com. We play videos. We got the radio station. Download the app for iOS and Android, Google Play, and the App Store. All that. You can find us everywhere. You can follow us on Twitter, 808_raw, or you can follow us on Instagram, tr808u.radio, or you can find us on Facebook. We everywhere. We worldwide. All you artists that want to get your music out and all that stuff, hit us up. Go to the contact section on the raw808underground.com. If your joints is hot, we spinning it. I ain't even a DJ. I spin it. But she is. Shoes a DJ. So if it's hot, we spinning it. We spinning it worldwide, and we doing what we do. Other than that, shouts out to the whole crew. Shouts out to Red, Jew, G, Haas, all them up in Philly. Shouts out to King Woods, everybody in Detroit. Shouts out to everybody back home. Shu, you got shouts out?
Yeah, shouts out to my man Tampa Tony, Tampa T. Sorry about that. Tampa Tony, somebody totally different. But shout out to him too. I like his music. Shout out to the man T out in Tampa. Shouts out to people at the crib. Shouts out to the 808 team, Juice XO, Cool Hands, Underground Arsenal, IMD Rock. Big Will.
It's a lot of DJ Cred, DJ K Sounds. Shout out to all
DJ K Sounds.
Yeah,
man, we got it. But more importantly, what you need to take from this video is do your own research.
Do your own research.
Study.
Man.
While if you rely on one source of media, one source of income, sorry about that, one source of info, you may come up wrong. Do your research. Read a book, put a book in your face.
Yeah, put a book in your face. But with that said, we out.
Shit.
With that said, we out. Holla.